Hey everybody, and welcome. This week marks week 5 of us raising our Cornish cross chicks, our meat birds, our chickens. Um, so it's been a very busy week here. Had a lot going on with things around here and family obligations, but things are looking a lot better. It's dry out. It's not raining, although it is hot and humid, but that's kind of hot, humid, and a little bit of a breeze, but that's kind of helping kind of keep things a little cool at times, and also helping us dry the ground out. So the ground's pretty dry now. Don't have to worry about low spots or anything like that, or the chickens being wet. But it is feed time, and that's what we'll do today on Pekin Knoll Farms. So I'm going to show you where I started my chicken tractor, and I'll show you the path that we took, and how the ground has recovered. So we started our chicken tractor right through there, and that was a low area that I knew kind of held water. And you can kind of, I don't know if you could see it in the video, but you can kind of still see the area right there where the grass looks a little different. So we come up this way. We turned it. We ran this way. And we turned it here because we didn't want it to get too close to our garden. So we turned it here and started running across here, and then that's when we got some of our big rains, and this is where we was moving it twice a day. Now this has only been a week or so, and it's recovering. Like I said, you know, here's where it really mudded. They really got it muddied up, but and here's where we were ending up moving it twice a day. And then here's where the rains kind of slowed down a little bit on us. So we run it through here. Turned it. And ran it back through there. So this here is just basically the last week, or I should say last few days of running our chicken tractor. And you can see where they congregate the most, which is usually kind of somewhere back underneath there when it's raining, underneath the metal when it's raining. And again, I'm moving my chicken tractor in the evenings just for the fact that it just seems to work better for me that way. So here's where you can see that they've been basically yesterday before we moved them. So what I do is when I made this chicken tractor, I left these boards hanging out the end here, and I put these wheels on it, and it seems to make it a little bit more stable using 2 wheels on each corner. And I can take them off. But then one of the things you need to watch is when you have a low spot, I use these boards here, and they got long nails in them, and I push them into the ground like so, and that just kind of helps keep the birds from reaching their necks out. Any predators that may come through here, whatever, it keeps them from trying to find a way to root up underneath them. So where this is set now, it's pretty well flush on the ground. Your ground may look flush and level until you put something like this on the ground, and then you'll find little divots and things like that. So that's pretty much why we do that. Because yeah, it seems level, but you're always going to have little dips and little crevices that you'll notice once something flat like that's laying on it. But that's our chickens. They're getting big, starting to grow. So hey everybody, you see that our birds are doing well. They're growing. They're getting to be giant birds. And that's great. I can't say enough about Meyer Hatchery. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but they have given us some very, very good birds. And you know, these things are thriving. So one of the things we're going to focus on, being it's this hot out this week, is making sure that we have plenty of water for the birds. We do not want them to run out of water. I've got 2 waterers in there now, and during days like what it is now, I'll go out there and fill them in the mornings, and then in the evenings they still sometimes have a little bit of water left there, but I always want to make sure I top it off because I do not want them to go without water. Plus the fact that, you know, you water them in the mornings and get all that set up, then you come back in the afternoon sometime to check on them. The bowl around that water where the water sets for them to drink out of is usually getting cloudy. So we want to make sure that we just clean all that water out and put fresh water in there. So you always want them, you don't want them to ever go without water because that's not good for them. So what we're going to do here is we're going to focus on our processing date coming up. One of the things I do encourage everybody to do if they do use an outside processor is to make sure that you communicate with them before you order your birds to make sure that you do have a processing date. With the processor we use, they're USDA inspected. So what I did is I had an idea about when I wanted to order my birds, the hatch date. I got with them. They put my name in the books for 2 weeks for 2 weeks there later down the line, depending on if something happened with my bird shipment, getting them in, my chicks. So once I did get my birds and received my birds, we narrowed down a time and a date. And I do that just for the fact that last year, talking with them, last year they was sometimes 12 weeks out. So if I ordered my birds this week and I say I got them on Wednesday and they told me that I was 12 weeks out, that would be with these type of Cornish cross hens or Cornish cross birds, they grow fast and they're not going to make it to 12 weeks. You know, you're going to have all kinds of health issues. So 7 to 9 week range there. These will probably be pushing 9 weeks when we get them processed, but that's just how everything fell. But again, you know, you want to make sure that you're looking ahead of time and you're thinking over in the future, just like we did with trying to get our brooder ready, just like we did with trying to get the chicken tractor ready, and just like we did with looking at the weather forecast when to put our birds out. You always want to be thinking ahead, and you always want to try to be ahead of the game there. So this last week's been a little bit of a crazy week. Hopefully all the craziness is behind us. One of the reasons why it was so crazy was one of my daughters, Lindsay, she got married to a great guy named Greg. It's kind of a funny thing that we got going on, because I got two son-in-laws named Greg. So it's kind of funny and a joke all at the same time. But they're both wonderful guys. Greg and Lindsay, they're going to do well. I'm very proud of both of them. They've really done great for each other, and they're both school teachers, and they do wonderful things for kids. And I'm very proud of both of them, and I can't say enough about that. So going into this next week, week 5, week 6. I don't see anything crazy happening. We may combine week 6 and 7 together and go from there. But other than that, if you like everything you see, please hit the subscribe button. Please leave any questions or comments, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Everybody have a great, wonderful week.